Come on. Okay, there we go. A little hung up in the Hangout there for a second. But everything's working fine now. So hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we're basically following up our last hour's class in which we learned some basic vocabulary, nouns and verbs especially, and some adjectives that we use when we talk about history. In this class, we're going to practice using that vocabulary by talking about history, basically open discussion, conversation, and we're going to talk about history, the importance, if there is importance, of learning history. I'm also very interested, since we're from different countries, what history do we learn when we learn history in school? I might be a little different. History. They say history is written by the victors. Okay. Anyway, history, sometimes a matter of perspective. Well, we're going to talk about that. So let me start by saying hello. Hi, Heidi.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? How was your weekend?
So good.
So? Okay. I guess that's better than so bad. Hogan, welcome back.
Hi, good to see you again.
As always.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for joining. Plenty of room in the class if others would like to join the discussion. All right. Heidi, let's start. I'm very interested. Did you study history in school when you were growing up?
Yeah, sure. Until high school, it was mandatory.
Yep.
World history and Japanese history are separated to different time.
Okay. So, all right. So you had Japanese history, of course, and you had world history. So in world history, what did you learn about? I know world. I know that, but a little more specific. Did you study like Greco-Roman Western civilization, or and like history of China and India, or what?
From Egypt or Rome, Imperial Rome, and there are a lot of world, and yeah, America.
Oh, in America, okay.
From the found American continent.
Yeah. Okay.
Many people moved to America.
Right. Okay. Roman Empire. Long I. Yeah. Okay. In kind of, I'm an American, so we also basically broke up the study of history into American history and what we called Western Civ for short. Basically Western civilization. In my education in high school and and younger even, it was also mandatory. But
you're very lucky because American history is quite short.
Yeah, but it doesn't change anything. They pack every tiny little detail into the class, so you have to. It's actually worse because you have to remember more minutiae, individual tiny little facts packed into. So it's actually worse. So no, don't.
Do you remember all presidents in order?
No, I do not. I remember every American president from when I was born, basically. Well, really from World War II on. I get a little vague when you get towards the beginning of the 20th century. I could probably do it. But before that, you get into the 18th century, no, there's no way. I was never good in American history because it was boring for me. Because as I say, the study of American history, it's a relatively short period of time, so they pack in every stupid little detail. The publisher of the New York Times was Edgar Hooverson, and he was there from 1862 to 18... Who the heck cares, you know? So it's boring. I mean, some of it's not, but yeah. Anyway, we had the basically American history, and then interestingly, we studied Western civilization primarily. So we basically ignored China, Japan, and Asia.
I think so.
Yeah, very Eurocentric.
My Italian friend said he thought Japan was part of China.
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, well, there you go. That illustrates my point perfectly. Yeah, at least in America, I can't speak for Europeans, I don't know, but Americans study Western civilization, Egypt, Greece, Rome, and Europe, and we basically completely ignore anything that's happening east of the Tigris, Euphrates.
I complain about that because I don't know what kind of countries exist in South America. Sometimes I got confused, some South American country and Africa.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Well, in America, we do study South America because it's so integral a part of American history, really. There's a lot that ties in together. So I can name all the countries in South America, for example. Okay, anyway, let me talk to Hogan for a minute. All right, Hogan.
Yes.
Growing up, okay, you're Korean, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, grew up in Korea. Okay, like Heidi said, basically they had Japanese history and then separate world history. How does it work? Can you explain it?
Yeah, pretty much the same. We learned Korean history, and we have another subject, the world history. So we covered European, ancient, and Egypt, as you mentioned, American history a little bit as well. So actually, that class is one of the most boring subject because
Okay.
the teachers did not exactly what happened during the history because probably they don't know. Maybe they know. But because of a short period of time, we have to cover all of the things. So just
Yeah.
briefly explained it and when it happened and why it happened. And the examination is like, okay, so World War One, what year it had happened, for example.
Wow.
Oh, that's one of the worst thing that I can't just remember. So another exam like make an order from the starting to the end. So and also it's very difficult to memorize the city and the people, like Aristoteles at the time. So that kind of make me very bored with that subject. But I like Korean history because we live there, so it's okay.
Okay. It's more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I still remember that the Battle of Hastings was in 1066, but I have no idea why I know that or what the importance was or anything about it. I think it had to do with the Norman conquest. I don't know. I still remember this stupid date. Why? For some reason, it stuck in my head. Yeah, I know what you mean. Studying Western civilization, I was always fascinated by what the teachers did not teach us. For example, as I said, we basically ignored anything east of the Middle East. So, like, I don't know, things like the Persian Empire, the Ottoman Empire, what was going on in China and Japan fascinated me because no one was teaching me that, and so I wanted to know. Because it was denied to me as knowledge.
Yeah, so actually, I got most of the knowledge, the real knowledge, from the book, from outside the textbook. So
yeah, me too.
That's what happened to me.
Me too. I can relate to that. All right. It's more interesting what they seem to not want to teach you. Why are you not teaching me this? Yeah. Okay. I can relate to that. I really can. Andre.
Yes.
Andre, remind me, where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
You're from Canada. Okay.
I'm Quebec. I am French Canadian.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Vermonter. Hi, neighbor. Yeah, right.
Hi, neighbor.
Hi. Maybe we. All right. You ever go to Vermont, by the way? Visit?
You visit in the United States?
Yeah. Have you ever been to Vermont?
Yes. Vermont, yes.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Okay.
Yeah, and, I have a family in the United States. My
Oh,
sister live and now is 6 months for Florida. She's snowbird.
oh, she's Snowbird. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. For those, that's very funny. For those of you who don't know, a snowbird is somebody who, when it gets cold in the winter, they live south, like Florida's typical, but
Yes.
maybe somewhere else. But yeah, snowbirds. They migrate like the birds. Okay. Okay. You're in your education. What did you learn in history when you were growing up?
Oh, it's a very long time. Sometimes secondary school is not the same for high school. In Quebec, in secondary school. History for Canada, history for Quebec, uh, America of North is began. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
History for I don't remember exactly. It's a very long time.
Mm. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay. All right. Um, Andre, do you think it's important to study history when you're young? I think for all of us here, history was a mandatory subject. You had to take history.
Um, I think it's important for in Quebec because sometimes it's history for to protection and language and French. You know, is for the you have now in Quebec laws for protection and the French because you know is you have a lot of people around in province of Quebec people speak English.
Hmm.
History for to you have a lot of history and the school now for to uh, something from revolution. My old grandfather is a patriot. He's defend.
Okay.
Yes, he's
Hmm.
he defend for to uh, uh, Angleterre for to people who want to is the high Canada or low Canada. You know history is high and low
High and low.
Canada. Yeah,
What do you mean for those who don't know? High and low Canada. What does that mean?
is the last time I think is the is uh, history Canada is the I don't know I don't sure is the this word but I know the word in the French I'm not uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Well,
mm,
oh,
because it's in English I don't
okay, okay. Well, high and low Canada. What does that refer to? Place?
yeah
Physical place or
yeah
time? Okay.
physical place physical
Okay.
place for to before history in Canada you have high and low Canada because you have the place for the people who speak English, you have the place for the people who speak French. Is
Uh-huh.
before history, you have high Canada and low Canada. Is the name for in Canada is usually named before history Canada.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So which one is which? Is high Canada, is that English or French speaking?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
Okay then. There you go. Okay. Uh okay. Let's talk about historic areas a little bit. Andre, I've been to the old city in Montreal. It's very beautiful, nice area.
Yes,
I really like it.
I'm born in Montreal.
Ah, really? Okay. I've
Yeah.
been to Montreal many, many times. I especially like the old part of the city. It's my favorite part of the city, really.
Yeah, it's the old, is the America of now is began to new France, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is before, after that, you have a old city and Quebec. Is
Mm-hmm.
the yeah.
Right. Right, right. Anyway, I quite enjoy it. Okay, what is your Andre? What is your favorite historic area, or what historic place to visit would you recommend?
And the Canada,
In Canada, yeah, Quebec, Montreal, I don't know, whatever. Either way.
I think is the place for to is beside the frontier is the I think is only the fall Niagara Fall.
Okay, where is this?
Niagara Fall.
Niagara, Niagara Falls in English.
Niagara Fall.
Ah, okay.
It's
They're famous
beside,
for, yeah.
yeah, you have a Unity State and the place in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's between the frontier. Is the
Okay.
bone in Canada and USA.
Ah, okay. All right. The
You know
border.
where it's border.
Yeah. Right, right. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Ken has joined us. Hello, Ken. Good day to you, sir.
Yes,
How are you?
hello. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Ken, we're having an open discussion about history. So,
Mhm.
um, uh, what? Let me talk to you for a minute. What place would you recommend to visit in Japan, or if you, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, if I'm interested in historic sites,
Mhm.
what place might you recommend?
Maybe Kyoto, because Kyoto
Kyoto.
preserve it used to be a old capital, and it preserve traditional Japanese scenery there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What can I see?
A lot of temple and shrines and downtown Kyoto. There's a market, arcade market. And that arcade market preserved the old-time Japanese style market.
What's it called again?
A
Arcade?
market,
What kind of market?
kind of arcade. We call it
Arcade. Okay,
arcade market.
I see.
Very
Okay.
narrow, kind of path, and maybe I don't know, 1 kilometer or something. It
Uh-huh.
and both sides of the market, a lot of kind of old style Japanese market there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's interesting. I like it when anywhere in the world where they preserve a part of the city in the very old style. Is that the
Mhm.
case in Kyoto?
Yeah.
Do they have like strict laws and rules that people can't change the building
Mhm. I think so
like
because
that?
there's no high building in Kyoto.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
but ne last time I went there, and also the narrow street which is a kind of lot of geisha and Michael. Michael is dancing girl, kind of
Okay.
girl geisha. Is sometimes walking down the street, but that street, a super modern something was built in that narrow street. So
Hmm. Okay.
uh, yeah, when people explained development uh, p- happened.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
maybe it is
Yeah,
changing a bit.
it's interesting in New Orleans in
Mhm.
America. There's the French Quarter. It's called the French Quarter.
Mhm.
I lived there and I worked there for a while.
Mhm.
And I was working in a business that was just starting, right in the really
Mhm.
middle of the, but we had to get permits for any building construction, and I'll tell you, the color of the paint was slightly not the. They preserved everything exactly as it was from the 1700s. All right, and it has been consistently done this way for 250 years. So when we were the company I was working for, we were opening a bar, nightclub. It's New Orleans, so anyway. The color of the paint, it was a matter of arguing. Is it this color blue? Is it the blue behind me? Is it you know, they were so particular about which shade of blue, and we couldn't get a permit unless we nailed it. There's wrought iron, you know, iron decorations. They had to be, oh, this one's too triangular, you need to have more of a circle. I mean, they were ridiculously specific about following exactly the historic. You could, you know, you could, they encouraged you to preserve and, you know, rebuild things that were rotting, but you had to do it exactly the same construction every way.
I heard a lot of European city has such kind of to keep the traditional scenery.
Right, and architecture.
It's very inconvenient for builder.
Yeah. As I remember, the color blue paint. There was a little bribery involved. Okay, this is close enough, right? Here's some money. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, if I remember correctly. And I think I do. Okay, let me talk to Heidi for a minute. Ken speaks of Kyoto, and we're talking about maintaining the historical atmosphere by maintaining the architecture and everything. Is there any place in Japan, okay, in the United States, for example, if you go to Williamsburg, Virginia, they have a town there. It's the entire town is set up as if it was like the year 1800. There's no electricity. There's a blacksmith making horseshoes. There's farmers. There's a whole town, and you can go visit it, and everybody's like in period costume. They're dressed up like people from the 1800s. They're doing their daily business as if it were the 1800s. Is there anything like that in Japan?
Yeah. There are many small towns. Their band construct a new building.
Okay.
Still remain in the old style. Like Edo period, samurai warriors walk down the street like that.
Were they in costume from hundreds of years ago?
No. Costume the same, and there are many tourists. But houses and street are the same as over 500 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was curious if there's any place you could go where people like dress like it's, I mean, not just the background, the buildings, but people.
If you go to Kyoto, there are a lot of shops. You can borrow the kimono. Kimono and wig for samurai.
Oh, cool. Okay. How much does that cost? You go be a samurai for a day?
Like Mr. Ken said, there are a lot of mics and dancing girl. The old style, still old style. They tied up their hair with their own hair. But there are many. I mentioned there are a lot of rental shops, kimono or. So even foreigners can change to Michael. So you shouldn't misunderstand. There are a lot of Michael walking down the street.
Okay.
There they are not trained, so walking style is very bad. But
Right.
yeah, but my I brought my Italian friend to Kyoto. Then I said, that they're a fake Michael. I said, but he said, oh no, it's okay, only taking picture.
Okay. Well, that's kind of fun, actually. That sounds kind of fun. Um, Heidi, do you think what is the importance, or do you like to go to historical sites? You
Yeah,
personally? Yeah.
there are a lot of historical sites. For example, in mountainside, before the war, then it's old history about 1,000 years ago. I'm not sure. Two different power always fought to each other. Then finally, one group defeated, then run away. But they were afraid of being followed by other party. Then they lived in the mountainside, very steep mountain. Then it was closed a long time, so the houses are still remain. Beautiful.
Wow, interesting. Ah, see, I would enjoy going there. That would be cool. Okay, they fought with each other, not fought to each other, fought with each other. But okay, now that would be very interesting to me to go to a place like that.
That time to approach that village is very tough because the slope was very stable and the mountainside. But now there are a lot of street, flat street, so you can reach that place easily.
Okay. I actually like going to historical sites that are hard to find or that nobody knows about. When I was in Greece many years ago, we were on an island. I don't even remember the name of the island, to be honest. Maybe it was Afia, but I'm not sure. And we decided to hike up the highest hill on the mountain just for something to do because we were teenagers. I was 17 or 18. And when we got to the top, there were actually ancient Greek ruins, but totally overgrown with vines and weeds, and like they have so many ruins and ancient things in Greece, they can't be bothered to take care of them all. And that was like extremely impressive. Like, oh my goodness, it's like this forgotten temple on the highest on a hill in the hills of an island. I thought that was amazing. It was really cool. Like we discovered it, my friends and I. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, Sicily is
cool.
Just middle of Greece and Rome. So there are a lot of monuments still remain. Then they under the if you remove the surface wall, at first it was concrete. Concrete came from Rome, but Greece culture is bricks. So at first it constructed with bricks, and next Roman came to that place. They put the concrete on the brick wall. So there are a lot of culture mixed in Sicily. I like.
Right, and you can actually see. It's almost like geology, where you look at a cliff and you can see back in time, the further down. Yeah, because humans tend to keep building on top of each other. That's very interesting stuff. Yeah. All right. Let me talk to Hogan for a minute. Hogan, what is the most not natural but related to human history? What is the oldest historical place that you have ever visited? Most ancient, I should say. Maybe.
You mean in the entire world, not just Korea?
Yeah, in the entire world, yeah.
I don't usually travel much, so I don't know. Maybe in the United States, Williamsburg. Maybe the.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh,
when I
so you
was
know what I'm
in East
talking
Side.
about with the people in the costumes and all
Right,
that?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of pictures there, and
Okay.
yeah, that is. But you know, the America is only 200 years of history, so
Mm,
there are not many things like compared to Korea, like
true.
was 50. How about the 55,000 years?
Mm-hmm.
So compared to 5,200 is just not much, but they just preserved amazingly. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's very interesting. Hmm.
So, okay, you're right. Korean history is much older. So, what is a really old Korean site that you've been to?
That's I think Gyeongju. That's the Silla dynasty. It is far away. It's even before the Joseon dynasty. So we had three kingdom before the Goryeo and Joseon Lee. I don't know exactly when was it, but it's pretty old. So the city at the time, the Gyeongju is the capital of the Silla dynasty, and they preserved relatively uh, good. So there are some temples and fortresses as well, and I don't know if there is a palace is left, but there are definitely some tombs and some scientific stuff as well.
Hmm.
So most likely when you go to high school, the graduation tour is to Gyeongju, maybe the educational purpose.
Ah,
So yeah,
okay.
so that's where I went there as well. So it's kind of a mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Every school students and they have to go before their graduation. So that's the one thing that people usually go.
Okay.
Yeah,
The one place where people
right.
usually go.
Yeah,
All
where
right.
people
In
usually go.
English, when you're in school and you go to a school takes you, everybody gets on a bus. You go to a museum or a
Hmm.
historical site commonly.
Right.
In English, we call that a field trip, or at
Field
least in
trip.
America.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hogan, dealing with English, a little feedback. I don't know when was it.
Hmm.
This is not a question, so we don't need to reverse the verb to be with the subject. So it should be I don't know when it was.
Right. Right. That's right. You're
Right.
right. So I don't know when it was. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very common mistake when people are making a statement with a question word, with an interrogative. They think because they're using a question word, they have to do the question sentence structure, but you don't. If it's a statement, it's a statement, and you use normal. All right.
Right.
And also, it was preserved well, because you're talking about how it was preserved, the
Hmm.
verb. So you
Preserve the
need,
well. That's right. Yeah.
the adverb, well.
Yeah.
Good is an adjective.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Sounds very interesting. I really like the really ancient stuff myself. I do. Yeah. That's my favorite. I don't know. This stuff a couple hundred years old. Yeah, it's neat. Okay, well, let's go. Like Williamsburg. I have to ask you, when you went to Williamsburg, did you go to the amusement park?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think
It's
it's
been a
called
long time, I
Kingdom
guess.
Kingdom something. I don't know.
That's Busch Garden, I guess.
Is it Busch Gardens?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Busch Garden is there in
I don't remember
Williamsburg.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
yeah, there are two amusement park. I don't remember the other one, but I definitely went the Busch Garden, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. See, there you go. They have the historical place, but then they have like two giant amusement parks
Right.
nearby. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe just visiting the historic part place is not is just boring. So maybe uh,
Yeah, well,
they want something new, something fancy. So that's why they built near the Williamsburg, I guess.
there you go. So you can drag your kids to the historical site for one day and they get
Hmm.
bored, but then you can take them to the amusement park the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah, that's right. That's
That-
I think
That's
that's the point.
that's the plan, I think. I think so. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of funny. But yeah. Okay. Let me talk to Andre for a minute or two here. Andre, how about you?
Yeah.
What is the oldest historical site you've ever been to, anywhere in the world?
The old history I want to invented.
The oldest place you have been to.
Invented to
Well, not
visiting.
yet to visit. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the place. Uh, Old Montreal, Old Quebec, Quebec City
Okay.
is the place I visited in the Old Quebec or
Okay.
Old Montreal.
Okay. All right. Now, okay. Um, Andre, who pays? Who pays money? Is it the government? Does it come from your taxes to preserve these historic areas in Canada? Does the government pay? Are there donations? Do people have to pay money for an entrance fee?
No, it's the government.
It's the government.
The government pay for to prevention and some historic house, some
Hmm.
historic establishment and old place. The government you have you preserve. I don't know the word is for the historic place. Yes, it's the government.
Okay. So the government basically covers, which means you pay because you pay your
Yes,
taxes, and then,
yes. I pay my tax. I
of
pay.
course,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
so everyone pays. Okay. Um, I'm sure this is true. I think this is true. I'm not 100% sure, but Andre, in the United States, all over, you're driving down the highway and you see these big signs, green and gold, made out of iron, historic site, and
66.
no, big signs that
Yeah.
for historic sites all over the place, anywhere, driving anywhere. It's very common to run into these signs, and if you stop, the sign will tell you, maybe there'll be some small monument, and the sign will tell you all about historic battle or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are those common in Canada?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
common in
You know what I
Canada. You
mean?
have some place, some places for observation for the observation the uh, what is the name? 1 minute. Ah, uh, observation uh, for uh, landscape.
Okay.
It is
To
land.
observe, yeah, the landscape or
Yeah,
the scenery, the view.
yeah.
Okay.
For the view, the landscape, for the mountain or
Mm-hmm. Okay.
another place. Yes, you
Okay.
have to. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Interesting. Yeah. In the United States, they're all over the place on little. Usually you find them in out of the way roads and highways. You find these historic markers, and it usually has a place where you can. And usually it's owned by the state or the federal government. It's on government controlled land, so they have a little place you can park and have a picnic if you want, and you
Okay.
can have lunch where, I don't know, Brigadier General Anderson once camped here. Crazy things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're everywhere though.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's not. He have. It's not. You don't have a lot. Sometimes you have a sign on the
Okay.
road, right away. It's not a lot.
Not a lot of them. Okay.
No, not a
Uh,
lot of them.
okay. Ken, how about in Japan, Ken? Does the government mostly pay for preservation of historic areas and shrines, or do people, or are there entrance fees? I think we talked about this a little bit a week or two ago.
Maybe it's up to the shrine or ancient ruin. Maybe some important famous one, government would pay that.
Mm-hmm.
And, and a kind of religious organization can have a tax deduction, exemption or something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Okay.
maybe it's applied to maybe all shrines and but the famous temple shrines has uh, maybe had a lot of tourists or but some a lot of shrines around in Japan because
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So some shrines are just abandoned, almost abandoned. Local
Mm-hmm.
people maybe keep it clean, but nobody comes, and a lot of snow. And my area is very kind of close to continent side. Maybe 2,000 years ago, a kind of new tribe came from the continent side here. So, and maybe they established a kingdom here. So a lot of ancient tombs around here.
Hmm.
Just now it became just a hill like woods. Nobody noticed that ancient tomb. And but sometimes I see the board, the of ancient. This is the ancient tomb. Some blah blah blah. So I realize, oh, this is an ancient tomb or something.
Or like a sign, you mean? A
Kind
signboard?
of symbol or something to
Yeah.
explain the history or
Okay.
something.
Our very general question, but are Japanese in general interested in history?
Mhm. But interest Japanese people.
Yeah, I know it's a very general
Mhm.
term. I know it's probably not normal conversation, but do Japanese people like to go to historic sites,
Mhm.
watch like documentaries about history,
Well, some people like it, but
study
some
history?
people don't like it. Yeah, it's up to people.
Yeah. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Well, yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm a bit interesting about history kind of thing. So, and that new a new tribe brought iron and agriculture in Japan. So they are very powerful, and they established a kind of united kingdom after that. They gradually moved to Kyoto area, and yeah, such kind of history. And
Oh, okay.
one thing, when my city's baseball stadium uh, was kind of tear them down for building new giant stadium. So,
Uh-huh.
and there, a lot of ancient treasure was found kind of under the seat of the baseball stadium
Mm-hmm.
because it was a kind of guest house of foreign ambassador at that time. So such
Ah.
yeah, I expect things was found under the modern structure. That's why I heard Kyoto City. There is a subway line, but very short because a lot of ancient ruin underground in Kyoto. So
Really?
intentionally don't develop underground.
So are digs and archaeological digs still continuing? I mean, like now?
In Kyoto, maybe not so much. Just let it go. Yeah,
Okay,
because
that's
once
interesting.
it was because a
But
lot of building now like like baseball field, a lot of building on the ground now. So
yeah,
without permission of such the business, maybe it's impossible. But
yeah.
in that baseball stadium case, city planned open the new stadium another place. saw that the baseball stadium was teared down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. No, okay. See, it's interesting to me, Ken, because I'm an American, and probably because Americans have such a short history relative to other civilizations. Americans are overly fascinated with history, especially their personal ancestry. Americans can tell you, oh, my grandmother was Irish, my great-grandfather on my father's side came from Germany. They know their direct ancestry. Like I said, there's historical markers everywhere, all over the United States, to every kind of historical little thing that happened. I think they're overly crazy about it. So what I was, when you said, oh, they tried to they tried to build a baseball stadium, they found all kinds of historical artifacts. Yeah, okay. In America, they would go crazy trying to dig up. They would stop all building in the whole city, and they would be going nuts trying to dig up every artifact that they possibly could. They kind of overdo it to some extent. They're overly fascinated with history. Lots of, in the United States, hey, we have the History Channel. We have a television channel that's nothing but history. And lots and lots of programming on television about history. Okay, before I let you go, dealing with history, okay, and I'm talking about how Americans love history. One thing Americans really love is a good conspiracy. So you can still be at a party and end up discussing the assassination of John F. Kennedy, for example, even now. Are there any good conspiracies in Japanese history?
Probably. For example, current emperor is not original emperor's family, actually.
What? No way.
In a kind of one period of history, two emperors existed. They also claim we are authentic, and according to my reading or I learned, fake one won actually. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I learned in the history class. Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Okay. That's heavy. Okay.
North and South Japan at that time exist. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Hogan, let me talk to you for a minute. Any good conspiracies in Korean history?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, come on. There's many. I know there's many.
There are many.
In recent history, even.
I don't know. I'm not quite following these days, so I don't know. Maybe the Korean War, maybe.
No, well, yeah, that there you go. Also, I don't know. Okay, didn't one of your recent leaders, like, after the fact, did he like kill himself or something?
Yeah, we had a little debate, but at the time I was in America, so I didn't really follow it. But people say
Okay.
it's could be. Some people say it's a suicide. Some people say it's not. But
Okay.
I don't know because it's a very very confidential information.
Right.
So
Well,
the general public may not access those high quality information. We don't know.
That's what makes a good conspiracy, right there.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Some confidential information the government won't release, and presto, you have a conspiracy.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I know it isn't history, but it will be history. Oh, historical events in Korea. Oh, well, this weekend. Yesterday.
Oh, you mean the North Korea launched some missile? Yeah, I just read the headline. I don't know much about the detail.
Right. Yeah, I don't either. I had only seen it happened. I had no details, but there you go.
Yeah,
Historic.
North Korea always claimed that this is for scientific experiment and launched and in the orbit on the Earth, but the America or other nations says that that's for military action. So campaign kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Given the history of North Korea and South Korea, do you think, I know this is crazy, but whatever, do you think the Koreas will reunite?
I guess so, but not near the future. But eventually we will.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess so.
All right. The
I think, but that's very sensitive topic
Sure it is,
for Korean. Yeah.
but I don't care. I'm an American. I'm insensitive. I'll talk about anything.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay. Anyway, the phrasing is not in the near future.
Not in the near future.
Yeah, it's the phrasing. Yeah. Who knows? I think we're living in a very scary time. I don't think anybody has any idea what's going to happen. Really, personally, we're in flux. Okay, well, just my opinion.
But I think the Korean people really like to reunite, but other countries, I don't know about the Japan, but probably Japan also, and America and other the big countries may not like Korea unite, because if we do, then it can be more powerful country. So with the nuclear technology from the North Korea and other technologies from South, so maybe they combined another big country. So they just
Yeah.
want to enjoy the split nations, I guess.
Well, let's face facts. The split is the split between China and the United States. I mean, let's be blunt. That's what it is. China doesn't want reunification because probably, most likely, China likes it the least because most likely South Korea would be the dominant half, most likely. And there's a lot of European, Western, American influence in South Korea. Most likely it would be the worse for China, or they think it would be, whatever. Regardless of what facts there may be, no one cares about the facts. This is history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Andre, what do you think about the idea history is written by the victors?
Victor?
Yes, I'm writing it in the Verbling chat. History is written by the victors. The winners write history. You understand?
Do you write the chat?
What's that?
Do you writing?
I wrote in the Verbling chat box. What do you think?
I don't see.
Okay. Well, okay. Just all right. History is written by the victors.
Okay, I see now.
Common phrase. Yeah. What do you think of that?
History. Okay, is the victor. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. Ken, any input on that? We've only got a minute left.
I don't. I think history is writing for the people who like history, because I know now you have a lot of people. You have department for a historic. You learn historic. You learn geography.
But who writes history is the question. Who actually writes it?
I think it's the people who like history.
Okay.
Yeah. Now.
Right. How much history? The idea is how much history is actually true, because the losers of a war don't really get to write the history. But anyway, I'm frozen, and also we're out of time. So thanks a lot, gentlemen.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
Yeah, thank you
Okay,
very
thank
much.
you.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Okay, I can't stop the class.